Welcome back to Maker's Acres, everybody. Last week I focused on the hydraulic pump. This involved getting the flange back on, which took some work, as well as flipping over the gear pump on the back. After the pump was successfully installed, I connected all of the hoses. After doing some editing, I realized I had forgot one important step before I installed the pump. So we'll begin this week's video just a day before we installed the pump. So I kind of screwed up a little bit. I forgot to put the battery cables on, and this is something that I should have done before I put the motor on there. Was about to set the pump and realized that, oh yeah, the starter's on the side that is buried in the back. So that's a bummer. This is one of those things that I didn't buy from Genie because Genie wants $500 for these battery cables. I went to a place called Battery Power just down the street. They made both the cables for 50 bucks total. Luckily I still had the original so we could take measurements off of. I've got the new cable, so hopefully I can get that on there without having to unbolt the motor and move it back. Luckily there's kind of an access hole where I still have the screen off that I still need to powder coat. I might be able to reach in there and get this on, but I might have to take off one of the arrow hoses already put on. So hopefully I can get this on and then I can put the pump on. So I bought this from the battery place. They gave me these, but this is just, I don't know. I like them longer than that because I feel like these can still pull off. The benefit, if they're really long in my opinion, is if this connector for some reason comes off, there's a good chance that the cable will still be behind this shroud, which means there's a less likely chance of it shorting out. You know, with these, this is just going to slip right off. So I like to have a good, inch and a half or so on the cable really holding onto it. So this is where I need to get to. I need to get down behind here. That's the solenoid that gets engaged when you turn the starter on and off. So that's really buried in there, unfortunately. Let's see what we can do. I think I'm going to pull this out first. And I did not attach that because I was worried that I might need to do something like that. So let's take that off. I have that loosely on there. Let's get that off of there. Get this out of the way. Interesting. It's like the coating on this cable is breaking up. Well, one thing at a time. I think there's just a protective coat. Yeah, there was a protective coating on there. Ooh, I don't know. Of course, it's going to be the back. Oh, that's really tight in there. Let's pull this connector out. Pull that one out. So tuck it to the side. I was really worried at first that it was going to be the binding post behind this one, but after careful inspection, I determined that it was this one that was accessible, thank God. Had a spare silicone cover I'm going to put on top of this. Okay. Sheathing is covering all of that. Put that back in. And reconnect this plug down here. There we go. See, I've got that over the binding post. It's in there nice and tight. Woohoo, that's a win. I was going to replace all these bolts, and I forgot to order with my last bolt order, so I was contemplating ordering some more, but due to shipping, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try to reuse these. So I'm going to clean them up first, and yeah, I think that'll be fine. So look at that. Cleaned up pretty well. And I'm going to put a new lock washer on it anyways, but that'll be just fine. Two special bolts, one for the battery and one for the ground. And these two bolts are longer than the rest of them. So one here. Now since this is going to be making electrical contact, I'm probably going to go ahead and grind the top of this plate. And since I've powder coated this, it won't transmit electricity very well. Maybe not even at all because it's so insulated. So I want to give it a better electrical pathway. Try to strip away a little there. I should have done it to the back side over here first, but it is what it is. Thing I wanted to do is check for continuity. So we're making a good connection there. As you can see, we are not making a good connection to the frame. So I'm going to add the grounding strap and then check again. It's also weird we don't have ground to the pump. Because everything got painted here. I'm assuming the pump should be grounded. Okay, so that's in there. Probably could have done a little nicer job and not gone completely over, but oh well. Down here, hard to tell. I've got that ground away, and then I tried to clean up grounding point on the tractor. All right, I'm gonna replace. These got painted. Three washers, lock washer, and one to bite it. And the other one that's hard to get to is this here. Okay, let's check continuity again. Oh, there we go. Got a good connection there. Let's take the battery terminal. Let's just touch random parts of the tractor.
That's an awful lot of beeps, buddy.
It's good. It's good beeps. Okay. We're attached to the frame. One thing to note on this is that I did put the split and the seal at the bottom, so if water ever accumulated in there, it had a better chance of running out. Well, that's going to wrap this week's video, so please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. I went to a place called Batteries Plus. I went to a place called Battery Power, but now I've got the new cables, so hopefully I can get it.